to another, well, I guess we'll say a toy review edition with your cheesy toy reviewer. The last couple of videos, I've primarily done like restoration stuff, whether it was working on train tracks or doing some chrome stuff or working with some older toys. And I enjoyed doing them, but I thought it was time to do something a little fun, something a little different. So we're going to do a Transformers Generation 1 toy knockoff video. That won't be too long of a video, I reckon. I only have a couple to show you, but still, it should be fun. Before I get started, I'd like to send a shout out to my father, who was in the hospital. He had trouble breathing, and he had to go in. He has COVID, and so does just about all my closest family, my mother, my sister, my niece. They have unfortunately contracted the COVID virus. So this year's Thanksgiving is canceled, and but they're in good spirits, and things are looking more on the upside than downside, and health is more important than anything. So although Thanksgiving dinner is canceled, knowing that they're okay means more to me than anything else. Just to get so when Transformers came around in the early to mid 80s, they took off like a wildfire, which set off, of course, once the initial toy line was successful, set off a lot of knockoff toys. And while there were some that were poorly done, there were some that were, well done. But the fact is, there was a lot of knockoffs, whether it was, I don't know. And I'm not going to say the GoBots, because the GoBots, they were actually around before Transformers, so I won't call them knockoffs. But you had a lot of knockoffs, like, say, for example, Shockwave. Radio Shack put out a very popular version of Shockwave, which was, he was the exact same figure, except he was gray, and his name was Shockwave instead of Shockwave. There were knockoffs of the Seekers, Optimus Prime, Megatron, so on and so forth. And I will say, though, the more well-done knockoffs are worth a bit of money these days, depending on who you have. In fact, I just sold one, and one I'm going to review tonight. I just sold him, and he was brought up right away. But you also had some real poor knockoffs. I mean, just danky poor knockoffs. So what Hasbro did to counteract that was they started putting the pre-rub stickers on the Transformers to try to keep the knockoffs at a minimum. And while it was somewhat successful, it wasn't completely. But over the years, though, you've had, especially as toy making has advanced, the G1 Transformers, specifically, I want to say in the 90s, early 2000s, you saw some really quality knockoffs, which fooled a lot of people into thinking they got the real deal. And that's when it really became a problem, because you'd have people who would, who are new to collecting and didn't know better. You'd have people just go in and buy these things. And for example, like say if you went and got a new Starscream in box, and they'd get it for like $100, and they're thinking, "Wow, I got a real steal," and it looks like the real thing. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you would think you got the real thing, but the fact is you weren't getting the real thing. You were getting a ripoff. And again, depending on who made it, the toy could be nice, it could be garbage, so on and so forth, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to show you tonight for an example of a poor knockoff. I wouldn't say that it's a poor knockoff, but it's a blatant, obvious knockoff. And then I'm going to show you what would be more on the line of a more well-done knockoff. And if you're not sure what you're looking for, you could easily be fooled by it. So I hope you enjoy. So the first thing I'm going to show you is Kickback has been the star of a lot of videos lately. We're gonna show him again. So we have here. This is the original G1 Kickback, and if you remember, I removed all the stickers in one of my sticker removal videos. But this is the original G1 Transformer Kickback. This little guy, missing his antenna, and yeah, he's seen better days, as you see. The screw's a little rusty there. Anyways, so I have this, right? Now, the Insecticons were incredibly popular when they came out. And a lot of people liked them. There was a Kickback. Oh, what was the other guys? Bombshell. And I'm missing someone. Kickback, Bombshell, and Scrapnel. Now, they were pretty popular, which led to them, of course, because of their popularity, getting knockoffs done by them. And I'm going to show you the knockoff that I picked up. Picked this up off Mersasi. This is Insector Robo Deformation. Right here. This little guy was made in Taiwan. The box art isn't bad. Like I said, this isn't a crap knockoff, but it's an obvious knockoff. You see the box art on the pack, and they got the little transformation pictures on the side. That's him in robot mode and alt mode, grasshopper. And it tells you how to transform him on the side. And you will notice, though, a major difference. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you for joining me. How are you? So, the difference between Insector Robo Deformation, by the way, y'all, I really enjoyed your last video, and the real Kickback is mainly in the color scheme. If you look here, and you're going to see. So, here is Insector Robo Deformation. Right here. Looks just like Kickback. See right there, got the chest plate right there. But you can see the color scheme is completely different, for starters. This is a little loose, and when you get knockoff Transformers, you're going to have to expect some imperfections. The wings are nice and tight. See? Wings pop up here, and you see like little loose pieces right here. Oh, you're welcome, bro. You're welcome. And your old lady sounds very lovely, by the way. But it transforms the same. Let me show you right here. See, and the joints are nice and relatively nice and tight. So, if you put the wings back like this, and you put these out like this, you have Kickback right there. Except that's not Kickback. That is Insector Robo Deformation. But you'll see when you transform them side by side, they look exactly the same, like this. Like that. See right there. So there you go. This we'll just call Insector Robo Kickback's long lost cousin. Somehow they got separated from the pack or birth, or however grasshoppers do go about their thing. But as you see, he looks exactly the same right here. And if I show you, put him back, we'll put back him in robot mode. Like this. His little antennae up. We'll put that down. Like this. Just like that. And I have his little gun too. He came with a little gun. I appreciate you popping in and showing me some love though, man. I really do. So right there. And there you go. There you have Kickback, his cousin, Deformation. He's an Insector Robo, not a Transformer, but he's an Insector Robo. And we'll do a little comparisons here. I wish that thing would stay there. Look, that thing does not want to stay. Look at that. That thing does not want to stay. Does not want to stay. But it's the exact same thing. Like if you look here and here, one is chromed out, one isn't here. And the head here is, I will say, much more nicely done. This guy, his head was kind of like janky. Like if you look right here, you'll see that line. You can actually pop the back of his head off and pull these antennas off. I had to like struggle a little bit getting those antennas on there. Legs. Legs are okay. It could be done better. The wings are tight. The arms in general are tight. But you can see the difference in quality here, like especially like here. This sucker's really loose. It goes like that. But there you go. So that's just an example of a blatant knockoff, and we're gonna put him back in his package because he found a home. I sold him, and I want to make sure the buyer gets his quality Transformer knockoff. So we're going to put him back in here in his little box, like that. And his little gun right there. Put his gun right there. We're going to put him back in his fancy, very colorful box, much like the character himself in this package. I'm going to put him back in his package right there. Insector Robo Deformation. And this is an example of what we would call a blatant knockoff. And these are harmless, really. These are harmless because if, you go into the store and you're looking for a Transformer and you see Insector Robo Deformation, you're going to know that's not a Transformer. You're going to know that's not a Transformer. And if you buy him, you know what you're getting. You know you're getting a knockoff. But still, given its age, it's still kind of cool. I wouldn't say it's garbage. And this was obviously at a grocery store, at the grocery store, which could be a plethora of grocery stores. But it cost $2.50 way back in the day, which, if I'm not mistaken, isn't I'd say about half off of what an original Kickback in the box would go for. So here we go. We'll say goodbye to Insector Robo Deformation. Goodbye, Insector Deformation Robo. That was my piss poor translation of a Transformer nose. And we'll say goodbye to Kickback, the real deal, who's missing his antenna. He's seen better days. And my old lady actually has taken to adopting this figure. So this is her figure now. She wants to keep this. So this one's going to be in the family for a bit. We'll say goodbye to Kickback. The Insecticons, by the way, were very, very cool. Let me take a drink of my drink here. Drinking a grapefruit, truly. Very refreshing. Now, what I want to show you next is more of, well, I don't know if predatory is the right word, but we'll say there's an old saying, there's a sucker born every minute. And if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And this is where this knockoff would come in. This is a triple changer Blitzwing Generation 1 knockoff. And to people who aren't familiar with how the hows and whats and wheres and whys, you could be fooled by this. It looks legit. Like if you didn't know what you're looking for, you could say, oh, I could see that being legit. But this is indeed a knockoff for a variety of reasons, and I'll explain to you and show you the comparisons because I have an example I can compare it to. It's not a bad knockoff from the outside. I haven't even opened this up yet, so we're going to open this up tonight, and we'll call this the grand fresh opening of a Generation 1 knockoff. But just to give you a heads up, just so you know what you're looking for, and you're not duped, because it's easy to get duped. And again, if the deal is too good to be true, it quite frankly, it is. It's too good to be true. And to the untrained eye, someone could easily get duped for hundreds of dollars buying something like this. And it just isn't right. But it exists. These things are out there. Now, if you buy this going in thinking like, okay, I just want a nice little showpiece, that's cool. You can show this off and whatever. But if you buy this with the idea of reselling it, so on and so forth, you can really dupe some people on here, and that's just not cool. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out is some of the obvious signs that this is a knockoff. For starters, look at the blitzwing on the inside. Blitzwing on the inside. There should be a G1 rub sticker up there on the tank, head of the tank area, and that's missing. So that would be your first indicator, because when the triple changers came out, pre-rub stickers were in full effect. So that should give you a tip off right there. But if that doesn't, pique your attention, I'll point out some of the other things. For starters, the coloring of the box. It's it's not, it doesn't have that nice sheen feel like listen to this, right? Shouldn't sound like that. It's missing the sheen covering on it, and also the coloring is off on the box. So for example, I have a Walmart reissue that I can show you here. And if you look at the coloring on the reissue, which is more true to form. And if you listen to this, okay, well, it kind of sounds the same a little bit, but trust me, the shine is there. And you notice it. I wish I pulled the other one off, because the shine is there and it's a bit more prevalent. And I got a lot of dust on here, but let's see. But you're going to look at the coloring. But trust me, you'll feel the difference. You'll feel it. And if it feels gritty, it shouldn't feel gritty. This feels nice and smooth. Like this. Like it feels smooth to the touch. Just kind of goes with it. This is more like you can kind of hear it. Maybe you can hear it. I don't know. But you definitely would feel it. But what you're going to look at here is the coloring on the box. And you'll notice the purple is a bit off. It's a bit darker. Oh, sorry, wrong one. The purple is a bit off, and it's a bit darker on this one. Also, the lines, the grid lines here, these nice little lines here, right here. Those are off completely. They're much too prominent. They're much too bright, and they even got the color scheme wrong. It's not as white as that. And more importantly, if you look at the this here, I'm not sure what you'd call that. I would call it a blister of color here. The yellow that comes through, you should be able to see the lines through this. Right here. See how the lines go like this? You should be able to see the lines through this. And like, for example, here's the reissue. See how the purple is? I mean, the purple isn't blatantly different, but it's different. And if you're looking for it, you would notice it. Look at the lines here. The lines here. See, lines here, lines here, lines here, lines here. Completely different. The lines on the knockoff are much brighter. And if you look here where the blister is, first off, it's smaller. See how much smaller it is? You can also see the lines clearly going through the blister of the yellow, or the color on the side. So that is those are like some easy indicators right there. There's also more. Now, on an original G1 package, right here, close in the back here. See this right here, where it says save for special transformer premiums. There should be, at the end of that, an explanation point. If you do not see that explanation point, it's a knockoff. If you also look at the bottom here, look at the difference in the typing and the lettering. It may be a little hard to notice, but if you pay close enough attention, you will look at the F5 and the 8, how it's different from the 1 and the 9. And the lettering underneath here is just really weak. You can barely see it. It should be much more prominent. Now, they have all the right lettering on there. I'll be honest with you. They do. They did a good job with that. They did their homework, and they put all the right lettering that should be on there, but it's clearly not how it should look. And let's see if you can notice here. So we have, okay, so look at this right here. This is the reissue here. And you see, okay, look at the picture here. Right? See? You have Soundwave at the top, Jetfire, you have some Dinobots, and then some Insecticons going at it right there, right here, like that. Let's look at the knockoff here. And if you look to the side here, part of right here on the real deal, there is less of that. And right here, this guy's showing Kickback's leg right here would be much closer to the side. And these are just things to notice and look for. And the overall quality of the picture like this. So look at this. See how this is right here? If you see this correctly, you could come in. Want to say hi?
Hey.
Hi. This is my lovely fiance, girlfriend, and she's bringing me drinks.
Hey.
But if you're looking at this right here, it's the picture itself is much more vibrant, much more colorful. It stands out. It just really glares as compared to this, where you can see a level of dullness right here. And it's just little small things. So what we're going to do next is, thank you for the drinks.
Anytime.
Hold on, before you go, let's do a shot.
Anytime.
Oh, yeah, we always need drinks. A toast.
To you, baby.
A toast to us having a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay.
baby, I love you.
I love you too. All right, let's get back to work. Jim Beam apple, good stuff.
Fire.
All right, so now with that said, I pointed out some of the obvious things to look for. We're going to see the quality, what the quality of this knockoff is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust out my handy dandy toolbox here that I got at Walmart, which I will be upgrading because this toolbox is a piece of garbage. I won't lie. Yeah, it's good at holding my stuff, but no, that's about it. I'm going to bust out razor blade. Razor blade. Put that back, push it back there. We're going to bust this transformer out. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, unfortunately, I won't be with my family, but that's okay. But we're going to bust this out here because clearly this is not an original G1. So whether it's mint impact or not, it's a fake. So we're going to open this guy. And we're going to take a better look on the inside at what he looks like and see just how well of a job he did. And I have to say, I appreciate the effort put forth by the guy doing this knockoff. He did a pretty decent job. But clearly, as I explained, there are some things that show it's a knockoff. Here is... Alright, so I'll push that guy to the side. Here is Blitzwing, triple changer. And here is the stuff. And this is his instruction manual. And right off the bat, anyone who's brought enough of these instruction manuals and can look at this until that instruction manual is kind of iffy printed on at best. Iffy printed on. We're gonna open it up though, just to get a better look. Let's see. Here we go. Let's take a look. So we have sticker decals right there. Those are sticker decals, and right away, if you look, those sticker decals are in Japanese. Right there. So that tells you this is a Japanese knockoff. So whoever brought this and then sold it to me, I got this from a Japanese knockoff maker. See, that should just say Transformers. And should be no Japanese lettering there. And the packaging was different here. So you have there 43. That wouldn't be there. But as far as what the stickers should look like, they're okay. I will say, if you look at the carefully, like there, you can see the Decepticon logos themselves are a little off-centered. The wings okay, like what you put on the wings and the other parts of the area look okay, but it's glaring that the Decepticon logo stickers are off-centered on here. Let's look at the instruction manual, shall we? Okay, so we got here, right here, right here, right here, right here. This is a little barcoder. Now you look at the back here. And it comes with everything that it should. It looks like I haven't opened up the Blitzwing himself. But here is the transformation instructions. And I mean, it looks okay. This looks alright. This looks alright. But the paper feels different. The stock quality of the paper feels different. And this is, I would say borderline poorly done. The image work here. It just doesn't look good. So. But, it comes with a little bar reader in here. What you do is you take the bar reader and here you would look, and that would give all the specs of its stats. So it would give the level of his strength. So for example, his strength is at 8. His intelligence, he's not a smart guy. His intelligence is at 5. His speed is up there at 9. And his firepower is up there at level 10. So, I mean, he could pack a punch. That's what he can. We're going to open up the toy itself, and we're going to take a look here and see just how well this toy was made. Right, here we go. Here we go. Come on, let's go. I'm trying to do this as carefully as possible. Without damaging the integrity of the toy itself, which, I mean, I guess you could say it's our question to begin with. So here we go. All right, triple change of Blitzwing is open. Here we go. Missiles, so on and so forth. So the toy, it feels nice to the hands. As I said, the pre-rub sticker should be there. That's where his pre-rub sticker would be. Here's his weapon, his gun. The color looks close enough. This is close to what Blitzwing swords should look like and feel like. And you got the little missiles here. And we're going to, and that's a nice touch. Got the metal right there. That's actually kind of nice. So let's go with if I remember how to do this correctly. Let's go with let's see if we can get him transformed. So we're going to try, the first thing we're going to do is turn him into jet mode. And wow, why are you being stubborn here? It should be fairly simple. Okay, so first wing right there went through. This guy should just easily Okay, what's going on here? Oh, that's not a good sign. Look at that. I just noticed that now. Look at the edge there. You can tell right there. Poorly done right there. But let's move on. Okay, so transfer the wing. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to flip over the cone. Let's see here. This, I believe this comes off like that, like that, and let's see. And then these flip around. These should flip around like that, up like this, like that. So we have Blitzwing in jet mode, and here he is, all in his glory. I will say, it doesn't. It's not. It has nice heavy feel to it. It doesn't feel bad. And as far as weight goes, feels legit. Feels legit, but there's certain things you can obviously notice right there. There's no way Hasbro would put out a toy like that. They just wouldn't do that. Let's see if I can remember how to. So from jet mode, I believe you're gonna go like this, like this, like that, like that, and that head pops up like this. So like that. You flip that back like that, and if I'm not mistaken, here we go. The arm should pop out like just like that. Let's see. Okay, why the arm's not popping out? Anyways, the legs will pop out like this. So this will come out like this. This leg is being a bit stubborn, and as you can see there, this would never happen on a real Transformer, but this is not a real Transformer. This is a knockoff here of Blitzwing. But okay, so we got the leg out. These arms should just pop right out. Here we go. Like this. Let's see. Get this arm out. Okay. Oh, I think I just almost broke the arm. His hand, I should say. So we're gonna go in here like this. Like this. Pop this guy like there. Come on. Stop being a pain in the rear end. You know you want to come out. There we go. All right. Got him out. Got the kudos. Okay, kudos. So, here he is in robot mode. Fist shouldn't be that loose, but whatever. And then you would take his sword. You could put his sword in like this. And his gun like this. Like this. And he's ready for battle. Knock off Blitzwing right there. This isn't the worst knockoff. It's done okayly. It's done okayly. There are some glaring issues right off the bat. Let's see, what is it? Do they actually take the time here? Oh, well, look at that. Let's see if that pops in there. This guy actually took the time to try to put in there. Who made this? See that? Hasbro, 1980 to 1984. Pretty sure it would say Tommy Takara on there, but it doesn't. So I'm going to take this back out. We're going to push this back in. We're going to try getting back in tank mode. I'm back there, right there, like that. And push that back in. And we're going to flip that back around like that. You're going to pull this down here like this so it can get back in jet mode. So now it's back in jet mode again. Also, look at that. That's sloppy right there. A little sloppy job on the paint in the front. I will say though, however, with that said, this is not the worst knockoff I've seen. It feels sturdy enough to where you can actually play with this guy. Let's say if you're a kid and you want to play with him. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. Oh, and the wing is, this is there. Nice little touch there. That's there. The wheel doesn't spin though. See that? Wheel doesn't spin. I don't remember if the wheel spinned on the original, but I want to say it did. So we're going to do that. Here we go. First, we're going to pop these back in. Back to where they should be. To get them in tank mode. Like this. So we're going to do this. Just like that. This, just like that. And there we go. Blitzwing is back in tank mode. See if you look at there. Oh, you'd flip this over this way though. So that doesn't show. So, right there. Blitzwing, back in tank mode. I showed you from tank to plane to robot to tank to plane. And I would have to say it's not a terrible looking toy. It's not it's not a terrible knockoff. It really isn't. They have this come out. So like, you know how tanks would go like that. So that's there. But there are some glaring issues with this. In particular, this right there. I think that is the ugliest thing. If you look by its head, you'll see where it's crudely cut. And it wasn't sanded down or polished down or anything like that. And that is a glaring issue here. Also, again, so if you're buying a US figure, chances are the stickers are not going to be that vibrant. But even if they were, they would certainly be, like, look at that. They were poorly stamped in. They're not centered at all. The manual itself, it doesn't feel right. The paper doesn't feel right. It feels very, it just doesn't feel right. Trust me, if you brought in any G1 Transformer ever, and if you look at that right there, even the original logo up there, it would not look that poor. I mean, it just wouldn't. I mean, half the Decepticon logo looks like it was cut off on there, and the stock of the paper doesn't feel right. So, you would really have to be obtuse to think this was like a legit Transformer. So, but we're gonna do this here, and we're just gonna put him back in here where he was. Let's see if I can get it back in here properly. That. And this came with this here, like this. Like that. And his weapons, I just dropped one of them. The weapons, I will say, they were okay done. I would not notice, I don't think I would notice a difference right away. Well, we're going to stick the weapons back in there. We're going to put them back in the box. So that is, I hope this video was helpful. I hope that if you ever had any trepidation of collecting Transformers, I hope this video was helpful in spotting fakes. Because you really don't want to get duped on these things, because these things can be very pricey if you start going the G1 route. Let's see if I can show you this real quick here. Right there. Hold on 1 second here. So I can get up here without messing up the camera too much here. Okay. So here is a real G1 box. This is my Megatron that I've been working on for a while. And, okay, right there. Listen to that. See how different that sounds compared to this? You should be able to hear that. This is an original G1 box. And I'll show you another thing here on the back here. See right there? Right there. Got the little that little line right behind premiums. That's missing. And also, if you look here, 1984 Hasbro Industries Pawtucket, it's clearly printed into the box, not just printed on the box. And it's just it's night and day. Night and day here. As far as like the original box compared to the knockoff, if you know what you're looking for. And look at the shine on the box. The shine on the box itself. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the info, man. And I'm glad you took the time to spend some time with me, man. It means a lot to me, man. It does. Look at the shine on that box. Okay, for example, see how Transformer logo shines into the black, almost like a reflective surface, like that. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. This, you just really don't see it. See? That's the sheen on the box itself. It's almost impossible to replicate that. They have knockoff Megatron boxes, but the thing you're going to want to look for, like I said before, is these lines. That is like very key. If you see these things and they're very bright and white, and this looks very bright and there's no lines here, you got yourself a knockoff. I got a bits to go on Megatron. He's a work in progress. There's still some work to be done on him. He's a valuable figure. This guy. It's gonna be good. He is the centerpiece of my collection, and I've got some work to do on him, but he's far from done. I'm actually looking into getting him completely electroplated over, his entire body up there. I want to get that electroplated and chromed over. But anyway, that's for another episode. And I'm sorry you're getting a bit of a glimpse at my, I guess if you want to call it a workshop. So, all right. Power Rangers, I'm actually, Power Rangers are quite collectible these days. And they're going for quite a bit, especially if you have the older figures like the Megazoids, so on and so forth. And you have them like mint and package, so on, things like that. Power Rangers are actually quite valuable these days. No one would have thought that back then. Those things were played with and disposed of by a lot of people. And they're cheaply made too. Let's be honest, the Power Ranger toys were cheaply made. So a lot of those didn't survive. Anyways, that's it for the night. I'm going to go back to enjoying a few drinks and having my Thanksgiving meal with the old lady. And as I said, I did want to show you some knockoff Transformers in this video the other day when I did my last video. And I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you learned, and I hope it was helpful. Oh yeah, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Forget that. What's that? The detective. The detective Raphael goes for big bucks. I think it's Raphael. Yeah, they go for a lot of money. And that's another area where you can see like a lot of fakes done. A lot of fakes done. Especially once they saw See, the thing is, toys in the 80s and 90s were not meant to be hoarded and collected. Oh, look at this. I just noticed that. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I guess they gave me this. This is actually a pre-rub sticker here that I'm pretty sure if I peel this off, I could slap this on top of Blitzkrieg or Blitzwing's head there and try to fool people and say this is an original. I'm not going to do that. If I did try to sell this, and I may try to sell this, just to get it out of my hands, I would be honest and say it's a knockoff. Yeah, you should be honest about that sort of thing. But I do appreciate the effort. Now I want to show you something here, since I just noticed that now. There is a slight difference. Look at this. This is the pre-rub sticker that came with Blitzwing. See that? Look at that. And this is a real G1 pre-rub sticker. You can see the difference. It's slight. In fact, let's see if I can line it up side to side here without it falling off. It's slight, but it's not centered properly. And the top on the fake, there's a bigger gap in between the top on the fake, and the bottom is actually shorter than the original. You're gonna see the camera kind of trying to focus, zoom in and out on this, but I hope you can see that. But I appreciate the effort put forth in trying to I will say that Blitzwing was a decent quality knockoff. Oh yeah, I remember the trash truck. Yeah, I do remember that. The thing was kind of cool, right? Again, it showed the pieces. Oh, you're bringing back a lot of memories, bro. I almost picked up some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too recently. I didn't pull the trigger on them. Yeah, I do remember those things. I appreciate everyone, well, more specifically you, Alt90, who took the time to pop in and say hi. I wish you and your family a blessed Thanksgiving. And anyone who may watch this on YouTube, once it gets up on YouTube, I appreciate your time and effort into watching me. And I hope, again, hopefully you learn something from me, because I enjoy doing this. But I'm going to wish you all a blessed Thanksgiving, call it a night, because I do have some drinks to get to. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Remember your loved ones. Enjoy the time you have with your loved ones, because you never know. And, because it's just crazy times with COVID. Just crazy times with COVID, and unfortunately, because of COVID, I won't be celebrating Thanksgiving this year, which is very sad to me. First time in my life that I remember not celebrating. I mean, literally in my life, not celebrating family with my Thanksgiving with my family. So it's going to be a bit of a rough day tomorrow, possibly. But it's better safe than sorry, and we can look forward to Christmas. God bless. God bless you all. Have a good night. And thank you all for the support. And I'll try to hop on and make sure, of course, show the love back. And you do great videos. And if you haven't checked out old BLT 90s videos, he's a fantastic streamer. Just absolutely fantastic. He's very entertaining. A very lovely person. He's chill, easy to get along with. Just good peoples all together. But that's going to do it for me. I can wrap this up. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. God bless.